Hey guys, how's it going? Go see Richard today, and today we're going to be changing the brakes on this 2500 Springer van. As you can see, if we do this, you can get another plastic tool in there. What you want to do is pry this out a little bit and then get that tool in there and then flex it out and put both tools in, and basically you want to start to pop this ring off of the lugs. Again, it's just kind of sunk on, and that's the best way to get it off. Like I said, just like that, and then literally just like that. Just pop it out. Now that we've got that off, if you want, you can do all four at once. I'm going to do the two fronts first, and then we'll do the rears after. So from here, I would take a breaker bar and break all of these lugs loose. Don't take them out, just break them loose, because while it's on the ground, it's easy to do. When you lift the vehicle, good luck. If I were you, just jack up right there on the front end, and then if you have a jack stand, which I hope you do, you can go ahead and put the jack stand right here. What I like to do is loosen the jack, let it sit on the jack stand, and then pump it back up so it's seated, so that way you've got pressure on both points. That way you don't have to worry about the vehicle moving at all. After you go ahead and pull the lugs out, just hit your tire a little bit. Sometimes you just got to kick it. There you go. Now that she's out, we have access to our rotors and to our caliper. First thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take off these caps right there and the one down there. All right, next thing you need is a HW6 Allen key, and again, I've already cracked them loose. Notice the orientation. If you have this in your hand, you're pushing up. Why? Because you're facing the front side of the bolt, not the back side. Very important. Go ahead, undo all the threads, and again, you'll notice these aren't that tight. It's important to notice because when we tighten this up, you need a torque wrench because you just don't want to strip these out. Go ahead and pop these off the back here so this is free. Again, all it does is it pushes right back. After that, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. You can hit it lightly with a rubber mallet. Don't use metal, and this will become free. I'm going to take this whole assembly and tuck it in up here. The other thing you can do is pull these pins out. Use your plastic panel poppers if you have one. Press on the back of the pin, it slips forward like so. Pull them out because we're going to re-grease them. Remember this top bolt is for, or sorry, this is for the bottom, this is for the top. When we go to thread it back in, I don't think you can thread it into the wrong spot, but just something to remember. The other thing is, if you're not replacing your pigtails here, make sure that you wiggle this carefully, as we need to save the electrical pigtails off of here. Next thing you're going to want to do is go grab your breaker bar again, and we're going to take this bolt and this bolt out, so that way our caliper bracket is free so we can pop the rotor off. You can also at this point, if you want to, take your rubber mallet and pop the brake pads out of the way if you so wish. Go ahead and shoot some penetration lubricant on there. That's what this looks like. There's tons of different ones, but that is the one I'm using. And again, just shoot it on the back of the bolts while that's going. If you want, you can pry out all these old brake parts here because you're going to be putting in new ones. The next thing we're going to do is be using the piston retractor, which is just, some people use C-clamps. All you simply do is put this on here. You can even put an old brake pad on there, and you're simply just going to tie this up so the pistons retract. If you use the old brake pad, sometimes, if you're lucky, you'll actually retract both pistons at the same time. So just lay the old pad across both pistons, put this in here and slowly tighten it, and it should push the pistons back. So again, all you do is you twist that knob, it slowly presses the piston in. What I like to do is, again, I will tighten that. You'll notice that the pad might start to lean a little bit. Switch to the other side, so that way it's on that side, and then keep swapping back and forth, trying to bring them down evenly so one's not completely like bulged up compared to the other. By doing so, and rotating back and forth, you'll push them both in equally so one piston doesn't constantly keep trying to go up past the other one. The penetration fluid should have now worked. Go ahead. I just broke both mine loose with the breaker bar. Now it's just time to pull them out with a ratchet. Here, a T30. Slip it in here. I've already loosened mine. You might have to hold on to this rotor really well or thread in right here and thread in a bolt right here, and you can try and hold it with a crowbar. For me, I didn't need to do that. You can also use a slip wrench around here if you really wanted to, but again, I didn't have to do that either. All I can say is this part's gonna be fun. I found lying right here and hammering right here, spin, then smash, and then keep spinning, go to halfway, then a quarter, then go to the other side, and so on and so forth. And just keep going and turning it and smashing your daylights out with a sledge. After many choice words, this is where we're at. The next thing that we need to do is, if you live in a rusty, rainy climate like I do, we need to go ahead and anti-seize the back end here. So that way, the next time you do this, you aren't swearing. As you can see, we have Tin Man on there. I'm gonna go ahead and slide that on, and make sure you use the new screw that comes with it. Just lightly thread it in. I'll give you the torque spec after. If you want, you can throw just the tiniest bit of blue Loctite. Whatever you do, don't use red, because then you will definitely hate yourself next time when you go to pull this out. Brake rotor screw right here. Go ahead and put that to about, let's say 70 inch-pounds. Like I said, if you got a little ratchet, you're gonna barely tighten that thing in, and you felt that when it came out. Remember, there's a lot of kilometers on that screw, so make sure that is not tight, because otherwise you will strip it when you go to pull it out later. Next thing you're gonna want to do is clean up your brake caliper bracket right here. Shoot it with brake clean it up the best you can, wipe it down, and then take these two bolts, throw a little bit of blue Loctite on both of them, and we'll crank them down to 125 foot-pounds. The other thing you can do is quickly pop in the brake clips. Might as well, since you're already have this out, and it's way easier to do it now. So slip them on just like so. They can free float a little bit. The brake pads will actually push into them to hold them, but we just want to get them set. We will also lubricate these at the very end, but we just want to lubricate the ends right there, so that way the pads can slide a little free. But don't do that now. I would wait till they're in the vehicle, or this is in the vehicle, so that way you don't get lubricants all over your hands. Do not forget the blue lubricant, aka Loctite. Why? Because it actually lubricates the threads as well as hold them. Your brake sensor is worn down. It's time to replace it. This one wasn't because the pads weren't quite done. It's just the last guy who did a pad swap didn't switch the rotors. So the rotors were completely warped. Probably didn't switch them because of how seized they were. Anyways, put that little metal retainer inside the pad like so, and then slide that in with the wire facing inward. As you can see, that is the little reader there that's going to tell it when the brake pads are done. So you're going to go ahead and slide a new one in. If that's worn down and you slide it on, it's going to think that the brake pads are done, and you're going to have to once again go in here and swap that sensor. Go ahead, throw a tiny bit of lube on these sliders. Whatever you do, do not get brake lubricant on the pad surface, as that'll lubricate your brakes and make them not work. So you just want to put them on the sliders so they glide a little easier, and then we'll go slip them onto the vehicle. When you go in, I like to put the bottom in first so you can press and then work the front in. So bottom angled in and squeeze. From here, let's go lubricate our sliders, so that way we can bring that caliper around. And don't forget, when we bring the caliper around, to feed this back through the caliper like we did when we took it out. Go ahead and thread that black bolt into the bottom and the slider back into the top with the HW6 Allen key. Just do them hand tight for now. You can throw, if you want to, a tiny bit of Loctite, but you shouldn't need to. If you also want to just jump onto the next step, put these to about 25 foot-pounds. All right, from there, just make sure these wires are kept within here, so that way there's no chance of them getting caught on anything and then giving you a false end-of-life brake reading. And then pop that back up on here, pop those caps back on, and that's it. From here, we can put our rim back on and go ahead and tighten it up. Do the other side, it'll be the exact same. Now, for the last thing, make sure you pump the brakes a few times before you go and try and drive away. The reason why is you need to compress those pistons again. So when you pump it, you start the vehicle, pump it, and then go ahead and then you can do whatever you want. But just make sure you pump those brakes. Other than that, I hope this video helped you out. Thanks again for watching. Stay tuned for the rear. I'm going to do that another day because my light is fading. Also, last thing, make sure you torque your lug nuts one last pass in a star pattern at 125 foot-pounds at the very end.